Well, here's my latest front porch camera review discussion. And the newest item I got is the 7artisans UFO 2 lens. And it's a pancake lens, or some would call it a body cap lens. But it was on sale for Black Friday for $47. I got a lot of pushed ads for it, and since I've been taking a lot of photos with vintage mediocre cameras and just embracing the look that you get out of that, knowing that this also had some character, i.e. flaws, I thought it might be fun to pull my digital camera out and give it a go. So the only digital camera I have is a very old Olympus EP1, which I still think it's a pretty gorgeous camera. It has some vintage styling and takes very good ISO 200 photos. So I've never updated. Plus, I really only shoot film, but the lens mounts on, you can see it's pretty small. It's also all metal, and 7artisans' first UFO lens like this was fixed focus. It didn't have any focusing, so I guess people complained about that. So now, it has a very smooth focus. The one thing that I'm disappointed is, for this kind of lens, you'd think you'd want to have manual focus marks like a traditional classic camera would have, portrait, trees and mountains, and you just put it on the icon. But this really only has infinity, and it goes all the way down to 1/3 of a meter. And I guess they got pushed that people wanted super close focus. I don't think I'll ever use that. The downside is, up at the high end, the focus throw is so fast that all your real focusing is a very small amount. Now what I did, you'll notice this white dot there. I added that's at 6 feet. Then the best I can guess is the lower lobe of the infinity mark is around 15 feet. The center of the infinity mark's about 30 feet, and then if you take it all the way to the stop, it's about as close as you'll get to infinity. But really, you just put it to the center mark, and you can shoot almost anything, because it's 18 millimeter lens with an f/6.3 aperture, so you get a lot of depth of field. But it's been really fun, and the one nice thing is it makes my EP1 pocketable. It's pretty thin, so it'll go in my back pocket. I guess one of the complaints I've read online is they don't ship it with lens cap. So since I do 3D CAD design and 3D printing, I printed my own, and I'll put this up on Thingiverse, but so I made my own lens cap. The other thing that's really nice, and this was kind of an accident, but I do own the original Olympus optical finder for a 17 millimeter lens, and like most finders, it's a little bit tight. So you put it on, you set your focus middle of the infinity mark, you've got a nice bright line, so you don't have to deal with the back at all. You're not looking at anything, so it gives it a lot more of a traditional shooting experience. Also, if anyone knows, some of these older cameras like this EP1, the back screen is somewhat small, and it's not as bright as probably the newest cameras, and So also in harsh lighting, this makes framing your photo a lot better. But anyway, I've shot quite a few, shoot in rock, convert in black and white, using raw therapy, and I'm really happy with the images I'm getting. It does have some vignetting, and really nothing is that sharp. It also has a little bit of field curvature, which, you know, if you're shooting architecture or something, you probably want to correct. And raw therapy or GIMP or Photoshop, they'll all fix it for you. So you can do that. But I'm kind of embracing the flaws in the lens, and in fact, kind of accentuating them to give my images a little bit more of a pictorialist look. So anyway, $47, you know, it's cute, it handles nice, and it caused me to bring out a digital camera when I haven't shot anything digital for a number of years at this point, but I'm enjoying it. So, and what are following are a few of my early photos that I think are pretty nice. So if you're looking for something like this, you know, go online. Maybe you can find it for $47. Thanks.